Get ready for a jaw-dropping archaeological revelation. Deep in the Philippines' largest island, Luzon, researchers have stumbled upon an incredible discovery that's making headlines worldwide. A hidden trove of ancient rhino bones and stone tools that's rewriting our history books. This unprecedented find pushes back the clock on human presence in the region by an astonishing 600,000 years. Just imagine it, around 709,000 years ago, early humans were already thriving on this island, harnessing stone tools to tackle their next meal. A massive rhino. But how did these ancient explorers manage to conquer such vast seas and call Southeast Asia home? Let's dive in and uncover the secrets of Luzon's earliest residents. Buckle up, folks, because we're about to shatter some long-held assumptions. You might think it's just another ancient find, but trust us, this one's a game changer. For a long time, our understanding was that the Philippines was off limits for early humans, or hominins, until around 7,000 years ago. And even then, it was just a single bone fragment from the Calao Cave on Luzon Island. But hold on to your seats because this new discovery is taking us way back in time. A jaw-dropping stash of fossilized rhino remains has been unearthed on Luzon, boasting 75% of a nearly complete skeleton with unmistakable signs of butchering by ancient stone tools. The marks left behind on the ribs and leg bones reveal a gruesome yet fascinating scene. Early humans were feasting on rhinoceros meat and marrow around 709,000 years ago. This mind-blowing find not only rewrites the history books for the Philippines, but also shifts our understanding of human presence in Southeast Asia by hundreds of thousands of years. Let's dive deeper into this incredible discovery. As researchers carefully uncovered the fossilized rhino skeleton, they found it nestled in ancient mud that had settled in a long-forgotten river channel or. But what made it truly extraordinary wasn't just the bones themselves, but where and when they were found. At first glance, it seemed like another archaeological find, but things took a dramatic turn once scientists got to work dating the fossils. To get an accurate reading, researchers didn't just rely on one method, no way. They took samples from multiple layers, the rhino's tooth enamel and quartz grains buried above and below the bones. And when they finally got the results, hold your breath. The oldest layer dated back a whopping 7,000 years ago, while the prized rhino tooth came in at around 709,000 years old. The top layer clocked in at about 701,000 years old, painting a vivid picture of early human activity on Luzon Island thousands and thousands of years before we thought possible. Now that we've got a solid grasp on how scientists nailed down this astonishing age, let's get back to the real star of the show, the humans who called Luzon Island home over 700,000 years ago. The dating process might raise eyebrows when it goes against the norm, but not in this case. A team of independent experts gave their thumbs up and praised the meticulous work that went into using electron spin resonance, or ESR, a method that measures how radiation exposure affects materials over time. Alistair Pike, an archaeological dating expert from the University of Southampton, even chimed in, saying they've nailed it. So, who were these early humans? Skilled enough to hunt massive creatures like rhinoceroses. What can we learn about their way of life, and how did they thrive on this island thousands of years ago? You won't believe what scientists unearthed on Luzon Island over the decades. Back in the 1950s, they stumbled upon some intriguing evidence. Stone tools and fossils of massive animals like monitor lizards, deer, turtles, and even stegodons, an ancient relative of mammoths and elephants. But those finds didn't give them a clear timeline until recent digs in the Kalinga province turned up more pieces to the puzzle: 7 stone tools and over 400 animal bones. Then, the rhino remains were discovered, and it was a game changer. With this new evidence, scientists can finally pinpoint the date range of these incredible finds. Now, here's where it gets really cool. If we look at who might have left behind these stone tools and hunted such massive beasts, it doesn't seem to be our own Homo sapiens, since they didn't emerge in Africa until much later. The smart money's on Homo erectus, an ancient human species that first appeared nearly 2 million years ago and was the first of our kind to venture out of Africa. More clues are piling up. Discoveries in China and Java revealed Homo erectus fossils from roughly the same era as our rhino butchers in Luzon, hinting that this ancient human species might have been roaming Asia around the time of the kill. But wait, the lead researcher, Thomas Ingico, isn't ready to call it a wrap just yet. He's cautious because, despite the stone tools and animal remains, no human bones have been found on site, leaving us wondering if Homo erectus was indeed the mastermind behind this ancient butchering. There's another contender in the mix, Homo floresiensis, also known as the Hobbit. This tiny, unique archaic human species lived on Indonesia's Flores Island from about 60,000 to 100,000 years ago, after being isolated for so long that it developed its signature small stature and big feet. Could these diminutive butchers be responsible for taking down the rhino in Luzon? The mystery continues. Let's dive back into the past, way back. In 2016, two groundbreaking studies published in Nature shed light on some astonishing fossils from Flores Island, a lower jaw and 6 teeth dating back an incredible 700,000 years. What made these discoveries so remarkable? The adult and children's remains showed a mind-blowing transformation. They downsized rapidly to just 3.2 feet tall. Scientists think this tiny tribe might be the result of early Homo erectus ancestors getting stuck on the island and eventually evolving into the famous hobbits. Now, you're probably wondering if our Luzon rhino butchers could be connected to these miniature humans. While it's an intriguing possibility, researchers stress that until they find human remains on site, we can't officially link these ancient butchers to the Hobbit legacy. The mystery stays unsolved for now. Get ready for more mind-blowing possibilities. You see, Southeast Asia was like a human history hotspot. Multiple unknown species evolved around the same time, making our story super fascinating. The lead paleoarchaeologist even said it's possible that every single island had its own unique discovery waiting to be unearthed. Now, let's tackle another puzzle piece. How did ancient humans reach Luzon in the first place? I mean, this island was there and still is, surrounded by deep water. It wasn't exactly a stroll on the beach. One might think, well, they must have built boats and sailed across. But here's the thing, we're talking about our early ancestors who hadn't yet developed the technology to create seafaring vessels for long-distance travel. So, what could be the answer? Stay tuned, because we're about to explore some incredible theories that will blow your mind. Hold on to your seat because we're about to challenge everything you thought you knew. Renowned paleoanthropologist Susan Anton from New York University is shaking things up, and I love it. She believes our early ancestors were way more resourceful than we give them credit for, and I'm talking about Homo erectus here. You might be surprised to learn that recent research suggests people living in the Stone Age were already using boats in the Mediterranean over a whopping 130,000 years ago. This discovery completely flips our understanding of their capabilities on its head. So, what does this mean for our accepted history? Were we wrong about assuming our ancient ancestors couldn't handle advanced tasks? Anton thinks so, but she's not entirely convinced that they deliberately crossed those vast Southeast Asian seas all those years ago. What if there's more to the story than meets the eye? Get ready to rewrite your textbook, because Susan Anton is dropping some major bombshells. She's not buying that ancient humans deliberately charted their way across those enormous seas. Instead, she thinks they might have hitched a wild ride on tsunamis or even floated over on islands of land and debris torn loose during typhoons. It sounds crazy, but as more evidence emerges of Homo erectus finding shelter in far-off islands, we'll have to start thinking that maybe, just maybe, they had some level of control over their journeys. And if that's the case, our understanding of history is about to undergo a massive transformation. Take the incredible discovery of a rhino skeleton, for example. It's not only redefining this site's timeline, but also pushing back the known presence of early humans in the Philippines by a whopping 10 times. And here's where things get even more mind-blowing. This rhino skeleton isn't just a random find. It's actually proof that an island like Luzon in the Philippines got colonized way back during the early Middle Pleistocene era. And this means there was likely a hominin species living here long before Homo sapiens arrived on the scene. But what really takes our breath away is those butchery marks on the rhino bones. They show that these early humans didn't just know how to make tools, but also knew how to use them to take down their prey and devour it fully. We've got similar evidence from other sites too, like Syukurchin in China and Nenggabung in Java, Indonesia, where ancient butchery activities have left their mark. Now, let's put this incredible discovery into perspective. We're still scratching the surface when it comes to understanding how these early Middle Pleistocene hominins lived their lives in Southeast Asia. This find in the Philippines is a total game changer, and it's got us wondering if it's time for scientists to rethink everything they thought they knew about human evolution. We want to hear from you. What do you think about this groundbreaking discovery? Share your thoughts in the comments.